What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my review of the Latitude 64 OptoHex Missilen. This is Latitude 64's newest ultra-fast driver. It is, I believe, the only 15-speed driver on the market. The way that they achieve that while still maintaining the the size of the disc and the size of the rim and everything to be within PDGA standards is they have a hexagonal pattern that's like textured on the top of the disc and also the underside of the rim. Therefore, it reduces drag and allows it to fly through the air faster than any other disc on the market. The flight numbers, according to discgolfcenter.com, are 15, 3 for glide, 1 for high-speed stability, so that's a positive 1, and low-speed stability or fade is a 4. So this thing is super fast, super overstable disc, very unique. It has a really interesting feel in the hand. So let me give you guys a closer look at this. There's your stamp. You can see the hexagonal pattern that's going on right there on the stamp and everything. See if my camera will get a nice focus on it so you guys can get it. There it is. So there's the textured pattern. Comes right up to the edge and then stops right on the outer rim. And then on the underside, that's the same thing going on. So there's the hexagonal pattern on there. Bottom, actual bottom of the disc doesn't have that. There's your weight. This one's only 166 grams, but still a very stable disc. You can see it has these little thumb panels here that are not textured, I guess. So they're shaped perfectly to get your thumb right on that patch, if you want to. I don't think it has necessarily a bad grip. Holding it on the hex part there, but I would say that it's definitely a better grip on the little thumb patches that they give you. You got another one on the other side for lefties, and you can pretty much put your thumb on that one if you're a right-hander as well. Either way. So let's give you one more look at the pattern. Come on, buddy, focus. There it is. So it's pretty tight mesh. It's not like I'm not really sure what I expected when I ordered this thing. I think I expected the pattern to be slightly larger, each actual little hexagon on the outside, but there's the texture. So in flight, there's not much to say about this thing that the numbers don't tell you already. This thing is super fast, extremely overstable. Excuse me. It doesn't really glide very much either. During my testing with it, it just seemed to, fly really quick through the air. But once it starts to slow down at all, it just bombs out, drops straight down. Didn't seem to have a lot of skip. That could be because of the texture. Kind of digs in and catches the ground a little bit, or it could just be the fact that it falls out so hard when it runs out of energy that it almost spikes every time and kind of sits down where it lands. This thing is definitely more disc than I need, more disc than I should be using with my power, my arm speed. This thing is absolutely better suited for somebody who has a big arm. You can get it up to speed and really take advantage of the speed capability of this disc. I was trying to throw it, on Anheuser as hard as I could. A couple of times I got it ripped over real nice, but still kept it pretty low, and got it to fly right for a little while. But really started immediately coming back. But I got some pretty big throws out of it that way. If you're like an amateur, you don't have a big arm, I would say you're probably better off, staying away from discs in this speed range, unless you want something that will fight any headwind and will always bomb out left hard for those certain shots where you really need to make sure it goes left and goes left strong. This would be a great disc for that for pretty much anybody. But if you're trying to get distance out of it, you better have a big arm, or at least have a good idea of how to throw the disc to get some distance out of this guy, because it's a monster. So yeah, that positive number and the high speed stability really really makes this thing super overstable. 4 for fade seems dead on for my testing. It really drops out hard. So if you're looking for a really super fast overstable disc, handle as much torque as you can possibly put on it, never ever going to flip it over as far as I'm concerned. OptoHex Missilen, a really interesting, unique disc. Definitely better suited for those power throwers out there. I'm sure that's what it was designed for as well. I'm not trying to pretend like it's a beginner disc by any means. Definitely a pro level disc, but like I said, if you're an amateur and you just want to check it out for something that's just crazy overstable for those really certain situations, you have one of these in the bag just in case you got to break it out for a crazy headwind or a really a really strong dogleg left. Will be a great disc for that. So that's my review on the OptoHex Missilen. Very interesting disc. I would really like to see Latitude employ the same drag reducing texture technology on some slower, less overstable plastic. I'd like to see like more of like a fairway driver type shape and rim profile with that, with that kind of drag reducing texture on there, and see what that would do as far as creating a really fast disc that still has a nice small comfortable rim and a more controllable flight for more different types of players out there. So that's my 2 cents on the idea, but I think it's an interesting concept. I wanted to check it out and let you guys know what I thought of it. So thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.